very warm welcome to yet another episode of Success Tales, Real People, Real Stories. We are so delighted to have founder and chairperson of Sabita Foundation, Ms. Gitika Gaurav, with us today. Welcome to Success Tales, Gitika.
Hi, Sugandha. Thank you for having me.
Right. So, Gitika, before deciding to start your own NGO, you were into training and administration in education sector. You were also the primary
Yeah,
head in a CBSE school. You have also headed
yeah,
a branch for an animation school, and you were working full time from 2007 to 2013. You were already climbing
yeah.
your, career graph. So, what made you quit that job?
Uh, Quitting, before I tell you what made me quit the job, let me tell you, Sugandha, that I was at the peak of my career, when I decided to quit the job. So it wasn't an easy decision. But yes, I was 17 when I had decided that I always wanted to open an NGO or a trust that could serve the society, that could, uh, maybe, the anyway, like I just wanted to serve mankind and humanity, in any way I could. And 2013 was a time when I myself was going through a tough time, mentally. If you ask me, I was depressed, and there were a lot of mental health issues that I was going through.
Right.
So that
So,
was just the time when I
hmm,
decided that, yes, so that
continue,
was just the
continue.
time when I decided that I'm going to quit.
So, how was
Yeah, then I'll
Sabita
quit the job.
Foundation? How was Sabita Foundation formed? I mean, born.
Sabhyata Foundation, came into being, as I said, that I always wanted to open an NGO called Sabhyata Foundation. I had written it in my diary when I was 17. Instinctively, I had written it in my diary that I would open an NGO called Sabhyata Foundation. And in 2013, I realized that this job is not something that I really want to do. And since I was in my own depression, I was in depression at that time. So I decided to bring about Sabhyata Foundation for mental health and well-being of people.
Right. So, you already have a few ongoing projects with Sabita Foundation, like mental health awareness programs, Green Tea Revolution, Sabita Trust
Yes.
Schools, spiritual healing and
Yeah.
meditation programs. Then you have the Nirbhaya project and the distribution drives, right? So,
Yeah.
there's a
Right.
lot of stigma attached with the mental health, Gitika. Tell us something about
Yeah.
Sabita's mental health awareness programs.
Sugandha, mental health awareness programs are split, into various forms, and our base is cognitive therapy. Our base is that you shouldn't have to go to a doctor for medication. Uh, but at the end of the day, we have different people in different organizations. Like if I go to a government office, their demand for a mental health program would be different, right? If I go to a corporate, their demand would be different. So the mental health programs are catering to different institutions, different organizations, and different groups of people based on whom are we addressing, to. So basically, the base of it all is cognitive therapy. We're telling people, we're using terms from cognitive therapy that
Hmm.
are, that help people
Hmm.
heal.
Right. So, what challenges have you faced while treating people with depression? Um,
Oh God, the biggest challenge is to actually tell them and let them know, Sugandha, that uh, this is what you're facing is not about others. It's actually your own
hmm.
problem, and you have to, you need to work on it, and you need to let us and allow us to help you. So I think that's the biggest challenge. Challenge. The second challenge is family. Most of the times, in India, we have people who do not accept the fact that depression is actually a thing. It is only last year that people suddenly got aware, and there was this a sudden wave of awareness for mental health challenges. Otherwise, when we started it, from 2014 onwards, I know it was very difficult to even tell people
Hmm.
that this exists. Mental health is an issue.
Yes, especially after the Sushant Rajput case, I.
Oh yes, so Shant Rajput case, actually induced fear. People
Hmm.
started calling us overnight. I started getting calls at 1:12 in the night कि इतनी देर से कितने का ये बात नहीं कर रहा है अपने बच्चों के लिए. People got scared, why aren't they talking, and they got worried. And it was like it was a difficult time actually for us as therapists and for us as counselors. It was a very difficult time because people suddenly started feeling that they started realizing that it
Hmm.
exists. So
Right.
yeah, that case triggered a lot of
Hmm.
fear, and it
Hmm.
triggered a lot of a crowd, suddenly
Right.
moving in one direction
Right.
and wanting to heal. Yeah.
Right. So, Gitika, when talking about mental health awareness programs, so the people who are in your team, are they also counselors, or they're also from a similar background, like where they hold some certifications or they undergo training to perform these therapies as well?
See, the people who are actively, doing it
Hmm.
on the front line, they are mostly either from HR background
Okay.
who have been
Mm-hmm.
dealing with employees and people,
Right.
or they are people from psychology background, or
Okay.
then I am there because I am a therapist. I have a certified. I'm a certified therapist. So yes,
Right.
I am there.
So,
I took the certification also much later. Trust me.
okay.
After people started asking for it,
Right.
I was
Right.
doing it
Right.
more based on my own research, my own
I
experience, my
understand.
own studies.
Yes.
But then I had to take it later. Yes.
Yes. So the other project that has grabbed my attention is the Nirbhaya project. Please throw
Yeah.
some light on
Yeah.
this.
Nirbhaya project, see, I think every woman of this country has always felt that pain that Nirbhaya, might have
Hmm.
gone through, or, that empathy we will always have as women. And last year, the Manisha case that happened,
Hmm.
that was that left me sleepless. Trust me, I was sleepless. I was like, no, this is not how it is supposed to be. Just because a woman comes from a background where she's not privileged enough to be told, by the people around her,
Hmm.
that she needs to take care of her, and that how self defense works, or what importance of saving herself is. But no, this is not how it works. So that case really left me sleepless for nights, and I really wanted to do something.
Hmm.
So that's how Nirbhaya project came into being. Nirbhaya term, the title was Nirbhaya because I and one more ma'am, we both actually stood up. We did a small activity where we did banner raising for justice for Nirbhaya. So it's that we've been feeling for it since then. And last year when Manisha case happened, I think we were all set that
Hmm.
now it's time to take action instead of depending or complaining
Right.
on others. And Nirbhaya project is all about going to slums and going to backgrounds where people are not privileged enough to have schools that will
Hmm.
tell them about good touch, bad touch, or tell them about things like these. So we go to slums, we tell them about hygiene, we tell them about
Hmm.
taking care of themselves during periods, during menstruation
Hmm.
cycles, how to manage. We distribute
Hmm.
sanitary napkins. Then we do a session. Every time we go to such a place, we do a session where we tell them about good touch, bad touch. We tell them about that you should not curb your voice. If something goes wrong, you must talk about it. You must report it to the police,
Right.
and you must stand by each other.
Right.
So that's what Nirbhaya project is about.
Yes. I read that it also deals with spreading awareness about domestic violence. Right?
Yes, domestic violence we added recently.
Okay.
It was this year only. Like we started the project last year, but domestic violence was added this year itself. And
Hmm.
domestic violence, the main thing is that women, on the name of being fed by the man, or being the woman,
Hmm.
or on the name of the so-called conditioning. I'll call it conditioning because it is conditioning when you are told to bear something that's so
Right.
violent, and that's so abusive. So yes, spreading awareness and telling them to raise their voices, and
Hmm.
not just be the lambs or the sheeps who just go on
Hmm.
bearing, and bearing the abuse. Nobody deserves that. So
Right.
yes.
You talked about the menstrual hygiene. Gitika, it's so commendable that we as women are taking up charge, and trying to educate the women around us who belong to a certain background to actually accept that why is it important, the importance of menstrual hygiene, and as you said, the distribution of sanitary napkins and soap. How was the response when you first initiated these programs? I want to know, from straight away from your heart, like when you initiated these awareness programs, what was the initial response that you got?
Sugandha, I will surprise you with my answer. Okay, about it, because they were like, अब तो slum में जाएगी, अब
Hmm.
तो वहां जाके लोगों को हाथ में sanitary napkin लेके समझाएगी. That idea was like, it was like, it was not something very acceptable for people around me, but I knew I had to do it. And some days a bit of rigidity is important, when it comes
Yes.
to welfare of the world, and when it comes to accomplishing what you've been thinking about the
Hmm.
society. And uh, but when I went to the slum for the first time, you will not believe the men there. They actually, they actually listened to the whole session. They heard the whole session, and in the end, their note was, "Ma'am, आप और आया करो, इन बच्चियों को बता के जाया करो." They welcomed me with an open heart. And when I say slum, I hope you understand, I'm
Hmm.
talking about people who
Yes,
don't have education,
I
but
know.
they did not mind me going there holding a sanitary napkin in my hand and telling them how to use it, or
Hmm.
distributing those packets. They did not mind it. In fact, they told me, "Ma'am, it is important. Thank you for coming."
Wow.
So they told me, "Thank you for coming." I was like, okay. So these men prove better than many men I know who are educated.
That's so surprising because the people we are surrounded with, we usually assume that they're educated, they're well brought up, right, and they're progressive, right? But
Yes.
the people out there, they were ready to accept you, ready to listen to you and
Yes.
adopt the good menstrual hygiene practices for their daughters or for wives or the women around them, right? And I
Yes.
can absolutely
Yes.
understand that when you are passionate about something, you have to be rigid, you have to be headstrong, and because you know that
Yeah.
what you're going to do is for the welfare, for the community, right?
Yes.
Welfare of the community at large. So proud of you, Gitika. So
Yes.
proud of
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
we all know about COVID 19. The world is grappling with COVID 19 and we are going through difficult times. How Sabita Foundation is reaching out to people in need during the pandemic times?
We have worked more than other years in 2020 and in 2021. Just that in 2021 I wasn't available, the rest of the people were taking care of things, but we never stopped. And since we last year we actually went to slums. We distributed masks. We told people about COVID. And since mental health was an issue, people were at home, so we did a lot of webinars. There were webinars that we did, Sugandha, and I think we have reached out to more number of people than we could. Because when you are going to people yourself personally, when you're going to people, commuting is a problem. There are other apprehensions, there are other hurdles.
Right.
But then webinar is a very quick way, right? So we quickly you know connected with a lot of people during the pandemic time. And I think we have done great work. We have done a lot of work, all of us. Like, I won't take credit alone. Everybody who's been doing it, starting from charging up people and keeping them positive and motivated on WhatsApp with the notes, to doing webinars on daily basis some days, because there were people who were frustrated. So I think we have done
Mm,
a lot of work when it comes to pandemic and managing pandemic.
right. So, Gitika, so many of us are actually interested in giving back to the society. I would request you to kindly explain to our viewers who are interested in starting an NGO or joining an NGO, um, to how to start from the scratch. Like, what are the prerequisites? What are the legal issues to be dealt with? How to form a team, and so on.
Sugandha, I would say that more than legal issues, what you need to start an NGO is a conviction.
Mm.
Unless that purpose is there. We all have different reasons, okay? Since NGO is not something that everybody does for philanthropy, or not,
Right.
or everybody does for giving it back to the society, but still
Right.
not really getting into that depth. I would generalize the whole thing.
Mm.
Conviction is very important. You need to have a purpose. You need to have an evil you desperately feel for, and
Mm.
something you really want to fight. And after that, once you go online, there's a lot of information that is available. You can simply check with the authorities who
Mhm.
are doing it. You need an advocate, you need a CA, and they guide you further. And that's how you can form a group. If you're starting with an NGO, you need more people, and if you're starting with just a trust, then the
Mhm.
limit it's just 2 to 3 people who can get together and start a trust. Just that trust has its own limitations, and
Mhm.
in comparison to NGO. But I
Right.
think when you start an NGO or you
Mhm.
start a group, it is all about your conviction. Your papers would fail if you were.
Mm.
It's a thankless job. It's a thankless job. You have to take insults at times. You have to
Mm.
listen to things that are so uh, not acceptable. But yes, it's all about conviction and consistency. I would
Mm.
always say, NGO is
Right.
all about conviction and consistency.
Right. So we all know that it requires financial assistance to run any organization, Getika. How do you manage your
Yeah.
operational costs? Like, how do you finance the distribution drives? You must be hiring people too to manage your social media campaigns. And how do you exactly generate funds?
Sugandha, don't laugh at me, because every time I
Mhm.
tell this to people, they find it weird. I have never raised funds, and the only funds I get, are from the people who are close, who are
Hmm.
close to me, and who know that
Hmm.
I'm doing. People who are close to me, who know that I'm doing genuine work.
Hmm.
So they are the only people who contribute. And until 2019, that is 2000, until 2013 I was into management, but 2014 to 2019 I took up as a freelance trainer, and whatever salary I was earning, I would
Hmm.
contribute it to Sabita Foundation. So that's
Wow.
how that's how Sabita Foundation got its fund.
Hmm.
And then in 2019, end of 2019 and early 2020, we launched our own products.
Hmm.
So those products were, they were handmade products. They were chemical free, and the best part is that we did not reach out to the commercial market. We reached out to our surroundings. So we just went to them and we
Hmm.
promoted the product, and it formed a market because it was chemical free. So
Hmm.
yes, that's how now we are fetching our funds. So it's through
Right.
products. Products are like there are different products. So through
Right.
them, yes.
So
But
you
we've
are
never really raised funds per se.
okay. 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 So these products that you're talking
Yeah.
about, are they like who's developing them? You and your team, or have you created some job opportunities for local women who are helping you out with this?
See, I just have 3 people.
Okay.
If you talk of a team who are developing the products, there are just 3 people. One for soap, one for
Mm-hmm.
the scents,
Hmm.
and the third is for the delivery.
Okay.
That's all I have when it comes to staff. As I've always told everybody, see, I can't afford to pay,
Right.
because, as I say, I don't raise funds.
Hmm.
So I need people who would join me, either who would either volunteer,
Hmm.
or who would join me for a minimal uh,
Hmm.
thing. So I am there in all the things, so I just help them. So we form a team of 4 people who are doing
Hmm.
all this, and that's how the products go. uh, we are a very small team, Sukanda. If you ask
Hmm.
me, be it products, be it work, we have a lot of volunteers, people who keep coming and who keep contributing. But
Hmm.
when it comes to real work, we are hardly, we are just a handful of people, and
Right.
that's how it is.
So I think these are the major challenges that you're actually facing, or
Yes.
everyone should be
Yeah.
prepared to face when if they dive
Yeah,
into
yeah.
this
See, if you
domain.
if you
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, if you are prepared with the funds, if you have funds, bingo. then you will not face any problem.
Hmm.
But yes, if you're somebody like us who see, I come from a mediocre background,
Hmm.
and I can't really claim a fortune for it.
Hmm.
So no, I don't have anything to give except for my own hard work. So, and my intention, of course. So it depends on what background you come from.
Hmm. Right.
So
Who
it's
is your
just that.
role model, Gitika?
Oh, it has always been Mother Teresa, Sugandha. I've always looked up to Mother Teresa since a very young age. Mother Teresa's work has amazed me. Like, okay,
Hmm.
there can be someone so selfish. She even left her country, she left her family just to come to this place and serve.
Hmm.
Mother Teresa has been such an inspiration. I read a lot of, lot about her. Every time I lose
Hmm.
myself, every time I think, no, why am I doing all this? I just go back to that work. And yes, I did, idolize Dr. Kiran Bedi as a child. Yes.
Right. So, who are your biggest supporters? The ones who believed in you and the cause that you were working for.
Uh, Biggest supporters, see, your family, your friends,
Hmm.
and people who believe in you are always supporters. Naming somebody, I think, would be unfair, because there could be people who are not with Sabita anymore. They are
Hmm.
not working with us. They are not with us anymore. But there was a time when they were the major contributors.
Right.
They formed the base of,
Hmm.
on which we could actually rise this complete, setup.
Hmm.
So it'll be unfair to name someone and say supporters. Everybody who has contributed is a supporter, and
Hmm.
not just Sabita's supporter or my supporter. They are supporter of. They've been supporters of a
Right.
cause that is all about welfare for the society.
Right. So, you are operating in Delhi NCR at the moment, right?
Yes, yes,
Right.
yeah.
So, would you want to expand your reach in other states as well?
Oh yes, we have started with Kolkata this year.
Okay.
Last year, even Haryana, we started, but we
Mm-hmm.
haven't yet done sessions in Haryana. There are
Mm-hmm.
other things that are going on, but Haryana is going slow.
Mm-hmm.
Kolkata, we have already done our first session, and
Mm-hmm.
even that's going slow because of pandemic and because of my own reasons that I couldn't really pay attention to it. But
Right.
yes, Kolkata and Haryana are already in, and we are now targeting Mumbai next.
Right.
So let's see, let's hope for the best, and let's hope that we expand further.
Right. Right. So, like we have talked a lot about the challenges that you have faced in this entire process, and you're still facing, and you would be facing ahead as well. But tell us
Yes.
about your best experiences during Sabita's journey.
I think dealing with the kids is my favorite part. In Savita's journey, every time I go to a society or whether I go to
Hmm.
slums, especially in slums, when I go there, the kids, the love they give you is like, some days I wonder if we actually deserve it. So it's like they just love you, they do the sessions, and
Right.
when you are dealing with kids, they would listen to you and learn from you without judging you. So I
Yes.
think every time I do a session for kids, every time I do a counseling group for kids, or every time I just
Hmm.
simply do a happiness program for kids, I
Hmm.
think not just I, all of us, here at Sabhita, whenever we go and deal with kids, I think they are the best experiences of our journey.
Right. And you are also into, I think, the plantation drives, right? Your foundation.
Yeah, I am
Hmm.
obsessed about environment, Sugandha, and
Right.
so yes, so. Uh,
Okay.
I
So,
we have planted more than 1900 trees, and
okay.
that's
That's
also a challenge. There are things where we don't get credits because we are doing
hmm.
it in places where which are supposed to be green belts, but they have been given to other institutions. So we
Okay.
face difficulties there, but yes, I think that is the happiest part.
Yes.
I'm the happiest when I'm surrounded by nature. So
Yeah.
yes, plantation drives since the very beginning have been a crucial project for
Mm-hmm.
us.
So, one more question, Gitika. Like, how big is your team, and how many volunteers at present are associated with you?
We are a very small team of 7 to 8 people who are
Mm-hmm.
actively in the on the front line,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have about 56 volunteers, people who would just keep coming
Wow.
and going, and they would do according to their
Mm-hmm.
own convenience.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, the work is such that we don't really expect people to come, and if they
Hmm.
want to, they're most welcome. So, but if you ask me about the active people, there are only just 7 of us.
Right. And what qualities do you look for while hiring people for your organization?
They must not be ambitious about joining an NGO. That's my
Hmm.
first criteria always,
Hmm.
because initially, I did not realize that people actually get ambitious when they are joining philanthropic projects. So I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that in the beginning. So these days I'm very careful about it. And second is they must share the passion. It's very important. They
Right.
must have that kind of willingness to change the society, to be a change
Yes.
maker.
Hmm.
Not everybody has that passion to be a change maker.
Right.
So I think I look for that when people come over. If I
Right.
find it, if they actually come up with a purpose, that, oh, yes, we have a purpose. It's not necessary that their purpose has to be same as mine, but
Hmm.
the passion, we must share
Passion.
the passion.
Right. Uh,
Yes.
so, what message do you have for the youth, Gitika?
The only message I would, give is that you
Hmm.
don't really need to be running an NGO to
Hmm.
serve the society. You
Hmm.
don't have to be running an NGO to serve the society. No.
Right.
Anyone you can help.
Hmm.
By help, I don't mean giving money to beggars. No. I am saying anybody you can be kind to,
Hmm.
just do it. You'll be mocked for being kind. I know
Right.
that. I know society is such, it's conditioned so that people mock the ones who are kind, people mock the
Yes.
ones who are nice. But isko zyada padi hai. That's something, we most
Yes.
commonly,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
right? So, dear kids, and, this is for the youth.
Yes.
But chalo, please, if you feel,
Hmm.
passionately about bringing a change in the society,
Hmm.
please do it.
Yes.
Even if it
Um.
means just changing one life,
Right.
do it.
Right, right,
Yeah,
Gitika.
yeah,
The way, I mean, the sentence that you use, that, kind ban rahe hai ya isse zyada padi hai. I know that,
yeah, yeah.
people, because see, being kind is, it's an inherent property. Okay, it's an inherent
Yes,
characteristic. And
yes,
if you're being nice to someone,
yes,
they
yes.
feel that they want to be popular, right? They just want to
Yeah,
make a name for
yeah,
themselves, and that's why they are being kind.
yes,
you know i I
yes.
can totally understand, Gitika. Like, kudos to
But it's like,
you.
this is the. Thank you, but I'll add a sentence here,
Hmm.
Sugandha, for so that children, whoever, like even if one child can listen to
Hmm.
this and learn from it. See, if you are a flower with a fragrance,
Hmm.
there is no way that the world will not know about you.
Yes,
There is no way.
correct.
Yeah. So, also for people who think that people are being others are being kind, or they are getting into philanthropy for fame,
Hmm.
let me tell you, if there is a fragrance, people would come to know about it.
Right,
So that is inevitable, right?
right.
So as a child or as a youngster, if you feel passionately for something, if you really feel that you want to help someone, and you can do it,
Hmm.
never do it at your own cost, but if
Right,
you can do it, do it. Like,
right,
even if it's just one life that you can
right.
change,
Hmm.
do it. When I started Sabyata, the only thing I used to tell myself every day is, Kitika, even if you could change one life in this span,
Right.
consider yourself blessed.
Yes,
And I think we've done better.
of course, of course. And Gitika, if anyone wishes to connect with you, how can they reach out to you?
We have a website, which
Okay.
is
Mm-hmm.
www.sabitafoundation.com, and
Mm-hmm.
there we have a contact us option for
Okay.
those who do not know me or who do not have common links. You can
Sure.
simply go to contact us, and we have everything there. Our mail ID is there, our contact number is there, our
Great.
contact numbers are there. Even a direct form is there that you can fill up and
Mm-hmm.
contact us on our mail ID.
Right. Thank you so much, Kitika. And, it was so wonderful having you with us today. Thank you for taking out time for us and our viewers. And we wish
Oh no, thank you for
Sapita
having me.
grows manyfold and you keep touching people's lives, the way you have been doing. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Kitika, for being with
Thank
us
you so much,
today.
Sugandha. Thank you, thank you,
It was pleasure having
thank
you
you.
with us today.